Ernie.
Tzadik Zion. Hello. Hi, I'm in the middle of my shear, Eliza. Okay. Tzadik Zion Amid Aleph, 97. Hamid Tamed. You pour fluid on grape sediments. Hi, Johnny. Tzadik Zion Amid Aleph, 997. The Nasan Maim B'mida. You gave a certain amount of water. Umatza Kedemidaso. You put 3 ounces in, 3 ounces came out. So Rav Yehuda Mechayim, Rav Yehuda says that, see, potter. Tanakama says potter, you don't have to give meiser because it's not wine. Rav Yehuda Mechayim, ad kan lo pligi b'chtemidaso. Avol b'yosem b'chtemidaso. If even 3.1 ounces came out after you put 3 ounces, lo pligi, everybody holds that it's wine. So who adin shafilu b'yosem b'chtemidaso pligi? They argue even on above, more than what you put in kimat. But why do you point out the machlok is exactly the same? Why do that he says you're chayv meiser even if it's exactly the same and just the taste comes out? That you put water on sediment, it's not wine. It's water. Shmorim shel truma, sediments of grapes that are of truma, and you add water to the first time Rishon and Sheni. So Aser, a non-Kohen cannot drink it because the flavor of the truma is in the water. Shlishi mutter. By the third time, it's only water. Depends. If the water has the taste of wine, then it would be also. If not, it would be mutter. Now, if it wasn't truma, but it was meiser, the meiser, rishon aser, sheni mutter. Only the first pouring is prohibited. The second would be permitted. But meir oimer af sheni is aser only benoisen tam. Now, if the sediments v'shal hektish, so even the shlishi would be aser. The third pouring would be prohibited. The fourth is aser if it has flavor. If it's hegdish, it's always prohibited. If it's meiser, it's always permitted. Kasha hegdish al hegdish, kasha meiser al meiser. Hegdish al hegdish like kasha. What can when they machmir that it's aser forever? It's when the yayin was holy b'kedushas aguf. This yayin was going to be poured on the mizbeach. When we say that the fourth pouring is mutter, kan b'kedushas dami, it only has somebody donated wine to the Beis Mikdash to sell for money. Kan b'kedushas dami. Meiser dami loy kasha. Kan, we said the first pouring on meiser, it's prohibited is b'meiser vade. We know for sure it's meiser. When we say that it's mutter kan b'meiser mitmai, it's suffik. Arav Yechim Mishum Rav Ben Yotzadak. Kederech sha'amru le'inin isurim. We talked about pouring water on sediments regarding is it permitted or not. Kachamu le'inin echsherim. We know that certain fluids, if it pours on seeds, it's machshir them l'mokabel tuma. The same machlokas is by here as well. Now, extra and demaya, if we're talking about water, water is machshir things to be makabel tuma. Idacham machshir as well. Are fluids that the Gemara tells us are machshir things to be makabel tuma. Lo tzricha shetim do make shami. It was rain. You didn't add the water. The rainwater fell by itself. So if you had in mind to use it, then it makes a difference. But if it became wine, it's automatically hechshel l'kabel tuma. The kiven the koshakol v'rami lo l'manach shavinu. Once you put it in a vessel in order to use it, you were machshav it in order for it to be machshav to makabel tumah. Walter, we're on 97, Omer Aleph, near the bottom. So, lo tzricha shenidma me'elav. Again, water, the rain fell on the sediment by itself. You didn't pour it. Even the konogid, you pulled some of the beverage out. Kama kamachshavinu. Each time you pull it out, you're machshavit, and therefore it's machshavit l'mon kabeltum. Amrav Papa b'parsha shoyser rishon. It wasn't a human being that did it. It was a cow that did it. And from the mouth of the cow, this fluid fell on the food. So if it was thought to be yayin from the beginning, it's machsharit. If it's only water, it would not be. You don't say kiddush for Shabbos or Yontif, unless this type of wine is fit to be sprinkled on the mizbeach. Now, what does it exclude? Grape juice, water that you squeeze grapes, you get fluid out of it, and there's no fermentation, it's not alcoholic. You shouldn't bring grape juice for in the sochim hamizbech. But if it may be kosher, if you did it, it's kosher. The kivan she may be kosher, anana filu lechadchila nami, you can bring it. The halach is you can make kiddush on grape juice. Damarava sochet adam eshkol shalam novim. You can squeeze fluid out of grapes for omer lav kiddush shayom. You can say kiddush. Ela meute mipio mishulea. Yain from the bottom of the bear. You shouldn't bring it lechatchila for yain nesachim. It may be kosher. So that's not what's being excluded. Elam with the yain kushi, black wine, boirek, white wine, hiliston, sweet wine, yain shamartet, which is already becoming vinegar, yain shotzemukim, raisin wine. It's to exclude those. Vatanya bekulan lo yavi. All of these you shouldn't bring lechatchila. It may be kosher, so they're also kosher lekiddush. El lemuta yain koising, wine that is turned vinegar, mazug, diluted wine, magula, wine that was left overnight uncovered, and you're concerned that a snake has put venom in it, and b'shel shmorim, sediment alone, sharecho ra, that smells bad. The Tanya, b'kulan lo yavi, it may be possible. Here, l'chatchila you shouldn't do it, and b'diavad it's not good. Now, lemuute mai for kiddush how? Ilemute kosem, wine has already started to become vinegar. That's a machlokes. Pluted Rav Yochanan Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. Is it even considered wine? Ilemute mazug, if it comes to exclude diluted wine, ilui, you made it better. Rav Yezer bar Chanina, even though the Chachamim say that you make a burp or a geffen even on wine that's not diluted, you cannot make a kosher bracha, means for kiddush or benching, unless you put some water in it. It's got to be some dilution. Ilamut megula, it can't be that to exclude uncovered wine. Sakonahi. We know that you can't drink that because a snake put venom in. So lamuute shmar, if it's ilamuute shmare mechidami, either ramat tlasav asar, but if you put 3 ounces in and 4 ounces came out, well, that's perfectly good wine. Charamayu. Either ramat tlasav at the tlasul palga, if you put 3 and 3.5 came out, flukted rabbanon v'achem. That's the machlokes we had yesterday. The halach is like chacham. We don't call it wine, so we don't need a drasha to exclude that. We're talking about wine that smells bad. You don't make kiddush of it. We need to exclude uncovered wine. Because you might think if you put it through a sieve, Rav Nachman, that there's no chashash l'sakana anymore. If it's pasul l'kiddush. Because he kriviru na lefachescha yirtzecha yisapanecha. Pasuk in Malachi says something that you wouldn't give to an important person, you can't use for hegdish either. Chamar chavin, white wine, mal. Can you use it for nesachim or kiddush? Alteri yain ki adam. Don't look at wine unless it's red. So if it's not red, it's not good. But it's kosher lekiddush according to the Rif and the Rosh and the Rambam. According to the Ramban, it's possible, even b'diavad. But the Minig HaOlam says the Shulchan Aruch is like all these other Shitas, the Rif, the Rosh, and the Rambam, that you're allowed to make kiddush on white wine, and it's certainly kosher lavdala. It says kankanim basharon. If you buy jugs, you accept 10 sort of inferior jugs. Tana pistos nos umiguforos. They used special mineral, gofrit, to make them strong. Otherwise, you wouldn't be makabel these extra 10. Okay. We'll stop here because we started this. So just the schedule, tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Thursday, an hour before Mincha. What time at the shul, at Young Israel?
Don't have a schedule yet.
An hour before Mincha.
We'll have the schedule tomorrow.
And then Friday, the same thing, an hour before Mincha. And Shabbos the same.
Ernie, but can I make it back to Yavne? In that, I mean.
Yeah, because an hour before, it'll take us about 45 minutes. We'll have 50 minutes to walk back.
Okay.
That shouldn't be any problem.
Okay.
Bladder small.
All right.
Okay.
See you later.
8
8 o'clock. We'll see 8 o'clock for the Tzorba.
Okay.